I don't know what happened. Good morning, good morning on this lovely Monday morning. Thanks so much for joining me again today at 11 a.m. Eastern time here in Toronto. I really appreciate you guys joining me and coming on this live with me. Today's topic that I want to talk about today is the three things that you should remind yourself that you want to be aware of going into 2021, right? And I wrote them down and I'll share it with you guys and we'll talk about it after. So, three things to remember going into 2021 is don't waste your life trying to save something that isn't meant for your life. Life is too short, right? Number two, everybody that's with you won't grow with you. Some people aren't meant for your future. Number three, sometimes it's not what we don't have in our lives that's holding us back. It's what we do have. Never be afraid to let go. So those are some three things that I think it's really important to be very cautious and aware of going into 2021. You don't want to bring old baggage into a new cycle, a new year, going forward, right? Is really take some time to reflect and take notice, who's in your circle that's just not doing your life any good, right? Is not really doing anything to help you to grow, right? To evolve, to become a better version of yourself, that may be even holding you back, right? From being a better version of yourself or reaching the goals that you want to reach in life, right? Sometimes we can have a circle of people that are, saying he say or she say type of stuff inside of your ears, and then, not really doing you any justice to help you to move forward, right? And as much as we want to keep them in our circle, it's just not doing us any good for us to move forward in life, right? So I think that that's some really, really good things that you can take some time to reflect on, to say, okay, great. What are some areas inside of my life that I need to reflect on and detach from certain people inside of my life that are just not doing me any good for me to move forward and onward. Perfect example, again, it could be somebody that's you're in a relationship with, and you should take some time to reflect and say, what are some areas that maybe me and this person need to work on? And if I'm not seeing any growth, if I'm not seeing that we're evolving together, then should I bring this person going forward with me into the new year? Is this something that we can work on? Is it something that we can fix? Or is it something that I need to take a step back and say, I need to let go for me to move forward in my life, right? And it's the same thing, with friends, right? You may have some friends that are inside of your circle, and every time you talk to them, it's like it's draining your energy, right? They're like not positive, or they're not thinking about their future, or they're not thinking and talking about elevating themselves in life. So those are some friends that you might want to detach from, right? Going into 2021. Maybe you're working at a job right now, and they're not giving you that raise. It's been 2-3 years you've been working at this job, and they're not giving you that raise that you so deserve, right? You're putting all this time, you're putting on all this effort, missing out time with family, not taking your vacation pays, just to prove to them that you deserve better, right? Maybe that's something that you need to reflect on and say, what, if this job is not going to treat me, like how I'm supposed to be worth, then maybe I need to take some time to reflect and say, what else jobs are out there for me right now that can, pay me better, right? Again, take some reflection on that. There's just a lot of things that we can, take some time to really dabble into and look into, to say, hey, going into 2021, I'm not carrying that same baggage from this year into the following year, right? Like it's just look at it as every year is a new chance, a new beginning, to become a better version of yourself, to be the person that you so desire to be, right? And that only can happen if you take a step back to reflect on 2020, right? And take time to reflect and say, okay, great, what's just not doing me any justice no more? What do I need to let go, right? This is just not, it's not fitting in the future me and what I so desire, right? And just learning to detach from those things that are just not doing you justice anymore. And I know you guys, that can be freaking hard, learning how to detach and let go of the shit that's no longer serving you. But it's going to be even harder, you guys, going into 2021 with that baggage holding you down and not being able to move forward, and being stagnant, and living that same life into 2021, just being stagnant with the same people, the same circle, the same problems in your relationship, the same problems in your job, the same problems in your friendships. Again, it's taking that time to reflect and saying, okay, what shit am I gonna let go and not bring that baggage into 2021, right? And open our eyes and say to ourselves that we deserve better, right? Look at yourself and say that you deserve better in all areas inside of your life, whether it be in a relationship, whether it be your friends, whether it be your job. Just knowing that you deserve better, right? And taking the time to reflect on those different areas inside of your life and say, okay, great, what areas do I need to detach myself from, and not bring that same baggage into 2021, because I want to live a better life, right? And I feel like with this COVID situation, it was the best time for us to really take some time to our freaking self, being at home, and reflect on, like, what is it that I need to change? What changes do I need to make mentally, emotionally, my surrounding, my environment? What do I need to change to make sure that, for sure as hell, 2021 is going to be nothing like 2020, right? That's why I feel like, when 2020 first started, it said 2020 vision, right? That we were going to have a rude awakening on so much shit. You're going to see like 2020, right? Like, you're literally going to get a clearer vision. And I feel like a lot of people did. They got really awoken by, this pandemic, and really were able to see life on a whole different scope. But at the end of the day, there's people that are going to make movements, and there's people that are just going to stay stagnant going into 2021. Same shit, different toilet, right? So don't be that person that's going to be stagnant and not make any changes. The biggest advice I can give to you guys that I'm working on, and that's the whole point I started to do these lives, is because I wanted you guys to be a part of my journey. I wanted you guys to see, my growth and how I evolve and how I become mentally and emotionally better, but also give you guys the tools and the tips that I'm using for me to become mentally and emotionally better, right? So the tips that I can give you guys that you guys need to work on, number one is reflect, right? Reflect on your friendships that you have, the circle that you're carrying around you. Reflect on your relationship that you have with all those people, whether it be in a relationship with your significant other, whether it be a relationship at your job, whether it be a relationship with your friends, your family. So what I did is I took a day, whether that be, for you guys on the weekend time or whatever, during the week, whatever. But I took a day to just really focus on me. And then what do I mean by that? I sat down and I really wrote down, kind of like a journal. I wrote down, what are the areas in 2020 that I struggled with, that I can say I learned something from, and I grew mentally and emotionally from. And then I categorized it. Some areas that I grew out from, some friendships that I learned a lot of lessons for, some friendships that are just no longer in my circle anymore. My relationship, that messed up situation that happened to me six months ago with my ex that I was with 15 years. What did I learn from that, right? How can I detach the past and not bring it into 2021? Those negative emotions, those negative thoughts, and the pain and the sorrow that I went through, how can I not bring it into 2021? And how can I shed it to move forward and onward, and just take the lessons that I learned from that relationship? Then after that, there's my career, right? I learned a lot in my career from past clients, from past business partners that are no longer business partners of mine no more. Like, what can I take and I learned from those relationships to, make it better in 2021? So I took some time to write that out on the paper, and again, categorize where were my growths, what did I learn from those situations, and how can I move forward in 2021 and make those situations in my life much better, right? So, and that's again from analyzing where did I grow, what mistakes did I make, and what did I learn from those situations, and how can I move forward? So those are just some things that I worked on, you guys, that it's going to help me not to bring the baggage of this year's shit into 2021. And I feel like it's allowed my head to feel so much more clear, so much more at ease, feeling at ease to know that, okay, great, there was a lot of lessons learned in 2020. There was some heartbreaks, yes, there was some friendships lost, there was some relationships lost, but at the end of the day, I learned a lot. And I'm not the same person that I was the beginning of 2020. That I've learned so much, I've grown so much, and I'm actually proud of coming out of those situations that I thought were rock bottom, or those situations where I felt like, shit, why is this happening to me? That, man, I've grown a lot and I learned a lot, right? That's now helped me to evolve into like a better Tracy, right? And that I know that in 2021, shit, there's a lot that I learned that I could carry forward, that is going to help me to make 2021 a bigger and better freaking year for myself, right? So reflecting on, not carrying over the baggage from this year into next year, right? And just saying to yourself, hey, shit, the reality is that you might have to let go of some people and some things that are just not meant to carry forward into 2021. But it all starts with reflecting now. Don't wait to, New Year's and write out some New Year's resolution and say, oh yeah, no, it starts now. We have one more week. Well, not one more week. I would say a couple more days before New Year's, before 2021. So start now. Take some time today. This is why I made the video, to give you guys some great ideas and how you guys can take some time to reflect, to get yourself mentally prepared, to get ready for 2021, and just don't wait last minute to say to yourself, you know what, shit, I need to fix up my whole situation for me to go into 2021 prepared and ready to have an amazing year, right? And again, I know it sucks that you might have to cut loose of some relationships, or, pull yourself out of some situations that just no longer serve you, but it's better to start now than never. And again, start off with a fresh, clean slate of really focusing on you, right? On what's good for you, not what's good for other people, but what's good for you and what you need mentally and emotionally to go forward into 2021 with a better headspace, a better heart, better emotions, better mind space, just everything better going into 2021. Don't wait last minute and then bring the same old shit baggage from this year into next year. There's some things we can control, there's some things we can't control, but at the end of the day, nobody can control this except for us, right? We have control, so take your control that you have control over this to control and control your reality, right? Because at the end of the day, what you're seeing in your mind is what you're eventually going to hold in your hand. You create your reality from your thought processes. So why not start from now with a clean slate, take some time to reflect, and say, okay, great, I'm going to go over all the bullshit that's inside of my mind, go through all the bullshit that surrounded me that's not doing me. When I say bullshit, I mean the bullshit that's not doing you any good in your life. That's not that, it's not helping you grow, it's not helping you evolve, like that's like, it's unnecessary garbage, I would say, that's around you. Sometimes we keep things around us for comforting. But at the end of the day, if it's not helping you grow, then what's the point of having it around you, right? What's the point of it's like legit, it's like sitting there and binge watching off of Netflix, right? And then get so distracted, and then we spent 5-6 hours watching a show off of Netflix that shit, we could have spent 5-6 hours on spending time with our kids. We could have spent 5-6 hours reading a book to evolve our mind, or work on, maybe a business, or, doing something more productive, right? Is garbage, right? So maybe that's something that you need to work on. Say, I'm gonna stop binge watching, right? Like Netflix is not doing me any justice anymore. I'm gonna let that loose for a little while, take a break off of it, right? So that's what I mean by garbage. Or you can have that friend that always wants to sit around and talk about gossip. That's garbage, right? You don't need that inside of your life. You don't need to be sitting down and talking about gossip. That's a friend that you maybe need to like let loose of talking to so much, because they're always talking about garbage, right? So that's what I mean by garbage, you guys. Or you could have that relationship that man or woman is always putting you down mentally, emotionally, is not looking to motivate you, help motivate you. You're motivated, but they're not motivated, and then they're bringing you down, right? That's garbage. That's not something that's going to help you to become a better version of yourself and go into 2021 have an amazing year. If anything, that's holding you back is going to keep you to be stagnant inside of life and not grow. So these are some things that I would, really urge you guys to do, is take some time to reflect, and really look at the things that you no longer want to carry into 2021 that's not doing you any justice to help you grow mentally, emotionally. And this is exactly what I'm doing, you guys. There's some people that I'm just not as close with anymore, because at the end of the day, they're just not helping me grow mentally and emotionally. I'm more stern with, the clients that I take on in my business, or, the business partners I decide to take on in my business, because at the end of the day, I value my time. I value my energy, right? So there's some people that I'm just not going to spend as much energy and time with anymore inside of my business. Like, let's say my mental headspace, right? I protect that so much. So I be careful on what I watch, right? I don't watch everything. I don't listen to certain songs, because at the end of the day, it's not doing my mind any justice. So I protect my mind, right? So these are just some, certain things that you guys can, reflect on and take a look at and say, hey, is any of these things that I'm doing that Tracy just, talked about, am I doing that too? Is it doing me any justice? Man, what have I learned in 2020, right? Take some time to reflect, you guys. It'll help a lot. It's helped me a lot. It's brought my headspace in a whole different game, getting ready and super fired up to kick ass in 2021. I hope that this video helped you guys in some sort of way. Thank you so much for tuning in, you guys. I really appreciate you guys watching every day at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Please, I talk about this all the time. And every one of the ending of my videos, I say, each one, teach one, share the love, share the knowledge. There's so many people out there more than ever that's at home, kicking back, that can really focus and narrow in on how they can make 2021 a better year for them, right? So please share this video. Please like, please comment, give me some good feedback. Let me know what your thoughts are about this video. And if there's any other videos that you guys would like to hear me talk about, I'd love to know as well. So I also have an Instagram page, right? That I have a lot of great content on there as well. So it's Toronto_Tracy_Gobin. Please go check it out. And tell me, guys, what you guys think about my page as well. So thanks for watching, you guys. I hope you guys have an amazing Monday morning. Take some time to reflect, get ready for 2021, because it's going to be an awesome year, but you control it, right? You have the control in your hands to really get ready and prepared to make that year an awesome year for yourself, right? So thanks so much again for you guys watching, and have an amazing day, you guys. Bye.